Hola, ¿cómo estamos? Uy, ahora. Pues justo donde lo dejamos. Sí que tengo que avisar antes de nada que en 47 minutos y 12 segundos tengo que bajar a atender 4 trapos que he metido en la lavadora. Así que simplemente avisar de eso. Ya aprovecharé para echarme un café o algo. Echar un meo, así un break. Qué gustito, este es tu lugar. Vamos a cantar, justo donde lo dejamos.
The stage is all set up for your performance. Feels silent. You can hear the pellets creak under your feet. You feel a little dizzy, a little unsteady.
So, are you ready for your thing now? Let me know when I should turn.
I can see that.
Immediately, a loud feedback noise startles the room. You feel like an amateur. How are you supposed to hold the mic? Hands. Where do you put your hands? The dining hall has cleared up of
Me ha
customers
bajado
for
el enigma de
tonight.
la mano demasiado
Even
cerca
the
del
kitchen
micro.
is closed, and someone has turned down the lights. The air,
Obviamente.
the tape clicks into the carousel, and then the music starts. God,
Y
a
me
lump
muero,
in
¿no?
your throat suddenly.
I would often go there to the tiny church there, the smallest church in Sanson. Though it once was larger, how the real may rest there, down through the mist there, towards the Seven Sisters, towards those pale cliffs there.
Está llegando al alma. Es tan triste.
I would often stay there in the tiny yard there. I have been so glad here, looking forward to the past here. But now you're all alone.
Y me gusta más así que si lo canta bien,
None of this matters. And
Sabía que iba a gritar.
all.
Es genial. Es genial.
Did you hear that? The most pathetic applause in the world, made of pity. No matter the time of day, or how small the audience, your words echo in.
Quit yelling into the mic.
You hear,
I'm gonna unplug the mic now, okay? That's it.
that's it.
Let's go, officer. These people wouldn't know a good performance if it be.
No me voy a quedar con esta, pero me ha gustado mucho la voz, ¿eh? A pesar de que lo haya cantado mal, para mí ha tenido su puntillo. Ahora también te digo, no lo vamos a dejar así. Quiero ver cómo canta bien. Tengo la oreja helada, tío. Acabo de dar una ducha y estoy frío. Ay, qué suave.
The stage, you feel
So, are you ready for your.
the air, the tape.
También es que quiero cantar cuando haya gente. Por curiosidad, ¿sabes? Por saber si la gente reacciona, aplaude o no, porque ahí ha hablado Glenn, el del sindicato, ¿sabes? Que no está siquiera ahí. Es como, bueno, XD, la verdad. Lo hacemos en otro momento, eso. Lo que me raya es que Kisuragi no se haya ido todavía. Me parece bastante extraño. . Claro, no puedo. Vaya, vale. Vale, pues las cosillas así que nos quedan por hacer son ir abajo. Mira lo de la iglesia. Ah, sí, por aquí está. Digo, tío, esta zona es rota.
Aye, the sea's gonna come.
¿Y mi música? Porque se ha ido mi música. Me asusta considerablemente el hecho de que nos dejen estar tanto tiempo siendo las 2 de la mañana. Porque tratándose de que ahora va a pasar a ser el cuarto día, que la otra dijo que menos de 5 y que Kisuragi no se ha ido a dormir, me mosquea porque me da la sensación de que... De que va... De que va a irse toda la mierda
Oh,
al día
hey,
siguiente.
Wade. There's coffee in the back. Oh,
The machine's keyboard is still. The speaker comes to life. Static seeps through.
Good evening. Votre accident en Saint-Brun. This is the East Insulin.
It's the same old woman you spoke with through the radio computer.
Good, thank you. Please repeat. Is this the personal log? Good. Please repeat.
Let's look around. There's no use trying to... Maybe he knows something.
I am contractually obliged.
I'm afraid we are not doing that.
Now, can you please repeat the password? No.
The hint system is not part of the protocol for repeater stations.
Still no. Receive. Votre accident is good.
Let's look around. Maybe he knows something.
Receive. Votre accident. Is there anything else I can... I have two machines registered to this company name in Martinez. One on Saint-Brun, the other on Rue de Saint-Ghislaine.
Saint-Brun. That's the church. And Rue de Saint-Ghilaine? That's the doomed commercial area.
Good.
Let's look. Maybe he knows.
Receive. Votre accident. Sleep.
The machine's keyboard is still illuminated. Nothing happens. Behind the hat, another filament memory. The mother of Hugh.
The mother of Phil.
oh, hey, Wade. Too many times essay.
Surveys are a good way to fish for personal information, especially in the name of public safety.
Don't sweat it, vato.
That is true. But what comes after?
What you think of that? Makes me almost pity La Nilita. I think we're done here, essay.
That was... However, I'm still not sure how it's relevant to...
Da igual su relevancia para la investigación. La cosa es
The machine's
que me voy a
keyboard
poner unos
is still
calcetines, que tengo los pies muy
illuminated,
fríos.
revealing fluorescent play and print buttons. The
Reproducir.
speaker
Good
Sí.
evening. First, good.
Hola.
Thanks.
Probemos
Good.
la
Click
tras vida
good.
muerte.
I have unlocked the filament. After ending the call, please
Acceder al
press
filamento.
print to
Perfecto.
access the filament.
De Filemón. ¿Y Mortadelo dónde está?
Fortress accident. Is there anything else I can do for you to...
Hasta
The
luego.
machine's keyboard is the
Imprimir.
printer prints out a long text document with dated paragraphs. It looks a bit like someone's journal. The first entry, made on the 4th of February, 51, by an unknown author, is short and concise. Arrived at the church. The door was boarded up, so I used the crowbar to get inside. Looks like the place has been deserted. Nothing out of the ordinary, but I'll ask around. Need to figure out how to get there. The lieutenant leans closer, scouring the printout over your shoulder. Just as you finish reading, he looks up, muttering.
4th of February. That's over a month ago. Whoever set up those machines has been here for quite a while. Our case? No, I don't think so. It must be some local eccentric.
Excéntrico. Podría tener relación con...
Our case? No, I don't
vale.
think so. It must be some...
6th of February, 51.
Tío.
Had a little chat with the
Puta
local fisherman. Said I shouldn't go near that place, that the church was spooky and ridden with narcotics. It's a little spooky, all right. Still haven't figured out the electricity. 7th of February, 51. Finally got the electricity in. Next on the agenda, a new antenna. I'm thinking ESCA series, something advanced.
Why would anyone need any of this equipment here?
8th of February, 51. Bought the
Okay.
antenna, had some problems setting it up. Called Simon for help. Heard the others are back to making art. Drinking somewhere out of town. Sulislav started a rock band again. Lexi has been seen asking money from strangers, but at least the artists have their act together. They're qualified labor. They can get work anywhere. Graphic design, ads. The programmers are doing fine too. I mean, they're programmers. The writers, though, they're fucked. I just have to find out what caused that data loss and be done with it. Still don't understand how it managed to wipe out the backup, when the backup wasn't even connected to the front. I know. Everyone thinks it's impossible. They say I must be lying. I'm here to set it right.
Seems like something to do with radio computers. Unfortunately, I don't know enough about them to understand what the author is. Something about the backup data getting destroyed, and how everyone thought it was the author's fault. Let's just keep reading. I think these people worked in the radio computer games business, the one we saw in the Doom commercial area. They must be our former co-workers.
12th of February, 51. Brought some food from the grocery store. Apparently, there's a strike going on in the harbor. Definitely not happy to see the Martinez people again. Everything's now set up in the church. Going to start working tomorrow, 8 a.m.
The strike. We are nearing the date of the murder. Keep reading. I'm interested now. I want to know what's that radio anomaly that sent this person here in the first place.
25th of February, 51. I've been sending data up to Lintel for a while now, trying to recreate the data loss, but nothing. Didn't even feel like logging in, the disappointment. But I did discover a curious audio-spatial anomaly at the back of the church.
La tragadera.
I've named it the Swallow. It swallows sound. Need to get some mics.
Is she talking about?
28th of February, 51. Yes, the first recordings confirm that the swallow is real and I'm not just losing my mind. It's a pillar of silence with a diameter of approximately 3 meters. Seems like the higher I go, the less I record. This might be a coincidence, or it could be connected to the data loss that led me here.
The pillar of silence. She is talking about the silence. Is she suggesting it's more than just an architectural quirk?
The lieutenant doesn't answer. He follows your gaze, studying the basins. The water shines in them. No ripples. March 51. Some kind of young disco men have appeared next to the church. I've been trying to record the silence to find the epicenter, but now it turns out I've also been capturing the future of dance music. One neo-disco song. Fortunately, the song is so monotonous, I was able to devise an algorithm to factor it out. The other day, one of the disco men came in. Before I could even say hello, she got scared and left. Good, I don't want anyone distracted.
A girl on the ice?
March 51. I got a call from the repeater station. Someone has tried to access the radio computer in our old office in
Zot.
Martinez. Can't do anything about it. The storekeeper still doesn't want to let me inside the building. Thinks I'm part of some kind of curse. How Martin...
I knew it wasn't a good idea to meddle with that machine.
No. It was a great idea. You're learning things. This is how you learn things about machine. March 51. A new 2-meter aux cable. Noodles. Crackers. Ping energy drinks. Your reading is interrupted by the sound of a strange woman makes straight for the radio computer.
The programmer. Tenía que pasar en algún momento, ¿no? Que llegara esta señora, macho.
Breaking into my radio computer, I see.
I do apologize for the intrusion, madame. We are with the RCM, you see.
Well, you won't find any music venue organizers here. It's just me and my computer, and it has been this way for weeks. Now please give me some room. I need 2 seconds to see that you haven't destroyed anything.
We should talk to her after she has rebooted the machine.
¿Y cuándo será eso?
What is it? No, you just printed out my personal log and wasted some paper. Yes. Or no. Not anymore. That project is dead.
She doesn't seem surprised to be recognized. Rather sad. Something passes over her face before she straightens.
I am Soona Luukkanen-Kilde, the former lead programmer of Fortress Accident and RSA radios. I have over 16 years of programming experience. If you're not here to hire me, I don't really know how I can help you.
Did she say over 16 years of experience?
Nope. Yes. And? I don't care. I don't care about crap men. I brought them here. These are my machines. Please don't touch any. I use the AR-1 as my RAIN prefix processing unit. Mm-hmm. Yes? You really don't know anything about radio computers, do you? All right. Well, all radio computers perform operations up on air. So in order to gain more processing power, you need to invest in a... I guess it is. So far, I've been quite satisfied with it. Martinez is an unstable region with bad cover, but it's not the cheapest one on the market. So I wouldn't recommend it for your regular... Anyway, you should do some research before you decide to buy anything. Ask around, compare the prices. There are many milieux dedicated to that sort of thing.
She liked telling you this. It calmed her nerves.
I'm working.
The machine seems almost alien with its pulsing core. The light casts in her face in a strange shadow.
Could you just... shh for a moment? Or get to the...
It's not just rudeness. It really is hard to concentrate on whatever she needs to do.
They are connected to my RAIN prefect. Whatever you do, just please don't move them, okay? Thanks. So you do know something about computers. You're right. Prefect is used mostly by the government peeps. No, I don't. Because I needed something good for my investigation. Besides, owning a RAIN prefect isn't such a big deal anymore.
No, actually, it is kind of a big deal. You don't see REAM prefects in every police department.
I know a friend of a friend who used to freelance for the Coalition. I was actually aiming for the military-grade Rame Rational series, but couldn't find one. Prefect is mainly based on the same technology as Rame Civic. Great. You really like those questions, don't you? I'm conducting scientific research here. I'm looking for the location of a 2mm hole in the world.
Wait, she's looking for a disruption in the radio wave. The lieutenant raises his brows, but doesn't say anything.
Exactly. What does it mean? Up to now, it has been impossible to say what it is because it's impossible to measure nothing. What do you think it is? What qualities does nothing have? How do you measure something that does not exist?
Easy. You measure it by the world around it.
Exactly. Very true. That's what I've been aiming for. That's why I have those basins. I've tried using hydro transducers to record the silence. To find...
Ah, hydrotransducers. So that's what those water basins are. Devices for recording sound through water.
But honestly, it's not progressing very well.
But does it have anything to do with necroplasmic life forms? Ghosts, in everyday parlance.
Ghosts? No, I don't think so. I don't believe in ghosts. I don't believe in them either. Great. What are we talking about? And why? Ghosts? I don't believe in them. Great. What are we talking about? And why? Yes, that's what led me here. But I suspect it might be something a bit more complicated than that. Somewhere underneath those roof beams, I assume.
Only a faint crisscross of rafters can be made out from the dark. Most of the tower disappearing into the shade. Strange things may flourish in the dark.
There's this place at the back of the church. A place where all audible vibrations seem to decease. I've named it the Swallow.
The Pillar of Silence? Are you sure it's not just an architectural quirk?
Maybe, but it's oddly close to the physical coordinates of the data loss that led me to this place. I know. No, I don't.
She sounds mildly annoyed by this line of questioning. Her hands typing hundreds of commands into the machine.
Because it's just trial and error, trying to locate the Swallow, the exact point in space. And I don't have a... You know what? It would be really helpful if you could just stop talking and let me work. Great. Thanks. The Swallow, you mean? Great. Thanks. What?
I bet she hasn't even heard it.
Yeah. Like all the time. My tent neighbors don't really ease up with their... Maybe I'd have to be on drugs to get it, but to a sober mind it just sounds like uninspired rug whipping. No idea what it has to do with either dancing or music. This is about those speed freaks in the tent, isn't it? I've got some news for you. It's not a nightclub they want to build here. Take a guess, why don't you? I can't believe they got you so easily. Go have another talk with those up-and-coming entrepreneurs, will you?
Good luck.
The Swallow, you mean? Great. Thanks.
Quiero mirar un momento. ¿Qué va a hacer esto, es verdad? Es que... André. ¿Quién es André? Espejo empañado, conectividad desafiante. Ventana a la cafetería. Me pone que lo puedo repetir, pero... Estuve allí y no me dejaba. Esta ya no existe, por cierto. Compostura, compostura... Hay 2 de compostura y 2 de conectividad. Va. Va, venga, va. Anet, ¿quién era?
Hello again. Come on, you sure? Sure. Well, it's just questioning, right? Once or twice. Rich people. Rich people are... Oh, they are.
She nods.
Go ahead.
We're closed. True. Hard. Full. Hardcore. Hardcore to internally all
He furrows.
hard. The question is, hi again. So, how things going?
Nothing jumps out to you.
Esa la quiero, porque no quiero tener que volver aquí muchas más veces, la verdad. De hecho, voy a guardar dentro para ahorrarme esta pantalla de carga.
Hi again. So,
Nothing.
La quiero seguir repitiendo porque... Eso. El primero, que no quiero volver aquí. Segundo, que... Me mata.
hi again. So,
Cuando la falla. ¿Tenemos qué hago? Que me han quitado la posibilidad de pedir case en Keymailer por algún extraño motivo. No sé si es que han
hi
puesto un
again.
nuevo
So,
mínimo.
how things going?
A number of things don't add up. How about gather around? The young speed freak puts down The one with the large head, their would-be leader, is less amused.
What thing?
He senses something is wrong.
I have no idea how you arrived at that conclusion, but it's wrong. Look, we...
One speaker. They have one speaker.
What do you mean, friend? It's a one-speaker system. It's monodynamic. You wouldn't know the...
This may be the brain damage talking, but you've definitely never heard of monodynamic or one-speaker systems.
He said it was for his nose. What?
Likely pseudoephedrine, almost exactly the shape of ephedrine. Ephedrine makes you happy, and so does pseudoephedrine.
And of all cellular-based life, what's your point, Lord? What do you know about spinning tape? Nothing. I'm sorry, but there is no lab equipment. Make up your mind. First it's the sweat, then it's the ether. No shit. We don't need drugs to... Shut the fuck up, Egg. Climb down from the equestrian monument, cop man. Consciousness is new to the universe. We all... What exactly is it you know? That's... Come on, that's... I meant to say, not true. What do you mean, do?
There's resignation in his voice. He's almost ready to drop the act. The optimal way to go about this would be indifference. It begins by you telling him you don't care about any of this.
What do you mean by lenient? Okay, man, okay. Things are just so hard for an entrepreneur in this city right now. It's not like we lied when we said we want to turn a church into the wickedest club in East Revershall. Because we do! We totally do! We just need to turn it into a speed lab before. To get our foot in the door. Like I told you, spooky arseholes moved in while I was getting all this stuff together. A month ago, the place was empty, and now it's all spooked up. No, man, they're spooky, all right. It's just that they would also probably call the police if we started cooking. But the sign was way off, too. I couldn't feel the love at all. Sir, you promised you'd be lenient.
This is it. Judgment time.
No, please! There needs to be a club for Nordic music in there. Everyone hates each other. Everybody hates it.
He looks almost as old as you.
We need a win. I promise this will be a win. We won't cook speed in there. We'll do it clean. We'll do it true. We'll do it sober and real and beautiful. This will be a victory for the light. Fuck, man. You said you'd be lenient. Pack it up, Egg.
He doesn't even look at you.
A tomar por culo. Es que la opción buena sería dejar a la señora terminar de hacer la investigación y luego hacer el club. Pero es que esa opción no existe. Entonces, o el club o la investigación. Me quedo con la investigación, lo siento mucho. ¿Por qué no vas más rapidito, amigo? Ahí está. Aquí no había otra
Yes,
cosa antes.
what is it? You told them to leave? Didn't think the cops in this place had it in them. The Swallow, you mean? Great. You told them to... I brought them here. Great.
Vale. Vale, vamos a hacer. ¿Quién era, Ned? Creo que era la de la radio. Vamos a hacer unas cuantas cosas. Vamos a utilizar el radio de la policía. Vamos a pasar por la tienda del Roy, creo que se llamaba. El de las cosas de segunda mano. Con compostura puede que fuera esto. Esa señora, ¿cómo se llamaba?
Aye, the sea's gonna calm down soon.
Ah, no, no era él,
Alcohol,
pero...
man.
Alcohol.
She doesn't even understand.
She doesn't even understand. Por cierto, necesito mucha teatralidad para lo de cantar. Me puedo poner objetos que me den teatralidad.
You see rows of toy soldiers. Why? What's this?
Why?
A headless man riding a horse. A headless man wearing futuristic tracksuit trousers that...
Oh, that's the Headless Phone Rider. The Headless Phone Rider. It's an urban legend about a man who rides the streets of Revachol sporting a phone track. 50 cents. Bargain.
He lost his cap when he lost his head.
Did I mention that this figurine is supposed to be lucky?
That was a very smooth salesman's grin. That old big man,
Frank on it.
alone.
No. Esta era una de ellas. Tengo aquí un padrastro chiquitito, chiquitito. Cuando paso el dedo por al lado, por encima, raspa y es como... Ah, no duele, pero molesta. Es la sensación de... Quítalo, que deje de estar ahí, por favor. A ver. Tenemos 2 llamadas que hacer.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out toolbox, and the soft glow of the...
This is Precinct 57. How may I... Does this... Yes. Oh, great. What else do you need, Detective? No? Yeah.
You hear...
Anything else I can help you with? I'm afraid they're closed. It says here that the library is open from 10 a.m.
We should try again during...
Anything else, Detective? 57.
In the cabin, you see a set of steering levers, a radio on a...
Pues realmente ya está, no tenemos mucho más que hacer. No tenemos mucho más que hacer. No sé por qué me metí aquí exactamente, pero...
This orange machine is turning the crank. It's all gone. You slip your fingers under the frozen lid. But no. If you want to try again, then you need to have the pry bar in your hand, detective.
Equip the pry bar by going to the Tools tab in your inventory.
This orange turning the it's all gone. Turning the crank feels oddly satisfying, like stirring your childhood dream. It's all gone now.
Entiendo. Me parece que sea por el cable este negro que se enchufa.
Only the red cable. Somewhere, a machine hums along with. This orange turning the crank is all gone now.
Entiendo.
The bear's eyes are still glowing red.
Good question. I know. What is even...
The fridge, but...
Y algo que sigo sin entender, y es... ¿Dónde coño está el cadáver? ¿No lo íbamos a meter en esta nevera, tío? ¿En una de estas? ¿Dónde coño está el cadáver? Porque yo sigo teniendo la misión de quitarle los tenis, ¿sí? Las botas. O sea... No sé. Y bueno, vamos a dormir, ya está. Es que no queda nada más que hacer. Realmente... Aquí ya no se puede hacer nada.
Yes? Excuse me? You have a distinctive way of walking. If I were to walk in front of you, we would surely collide. I hope you don't take this the wrong way. It's just a collegial observation. In the 57th, we call it the Jamrock Shuffle. Officers from Jamrock, they say it's a scene-clearing technique developed by one of your lieutenants for gathering evidence. It's erratic, yet thorough. Prioritizes containers.
Yes, but containers contain things, shiny things. They're interesting. He's simply not passing along frivolous interdepartmental. The worn and beaten.
We can sit on benches after.
You can revisit the bench if you ever need to pass the time.
¿Y cuándo se va a ir? Es que no sé si es que la hora se ha bugueado o algo, tío, pero no avanza el tiempo. ¿Cuándo se supone que tengo que hacer eso? Si es que nunca se va. Ah, mira, la cama a dormir, yo qué sé.
It's getting late and it's snowing.
Good night, officer. We'll meet in front of the...
¿Y si ahora quiero salirme qué? ¿Puedo, no? ¿O no? Hola, señorita.
Hi, the sea's gonna calm down soon. I can feel it.
Alcohol, man.
Alcohol?
She doesn't even understand.
Venga, sigue intentando, así que yo lo sigo intentando. Vamos a hacer las dos cosas que no nos han dejado hacer. Una es hablar con Sylvie. No, Sylvie no. Oh, Madame Orange. No sé, la señora del... Tío, ¿por qué te mueves tan lento? Joder. La señora esta de... Está en el hotel, tío. No me acuerdo su nombre. Y lo otro que era. Eran dos cosas. Ah, y sentarme en el banco. Que no sé exactamente cómo va, pero bueno. Ahora lo intentamos.
It is the dead of night. Now is not the time for sitting.
Ah, vale, pues ya está. Pues ya me dirás tú entonces cuándo. Eso es que tengo que atender unas cosillas. Bueno, vamos a esperar un momentito. ¿Vale? Annette.
This medicine cabinet is...
Vale.
This window.
Pam, 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 pam. Está lloviendo. Está lloviendo.
The same small...
Pero esta señorita ya no está aquí tampoco. Joder, coño. Pues no sé, no entiendo. ¿A dormir? Así pego aquí.
The lieutenant's door is... The lieutenant... No. What are you doing? Is he not worried that you haven't found the... Doesn't he want to go for a little drive? Anything to not face the hanged disco man yet. You hear?
What is it, Harry? What time is it? To clear our heads from what?
Sleep is what he needs most, right?
Good night, Harry.
Se habrá enfadado. Me han dado un logro. Parece que se enfada demasiado. No le ha hecho gracia, pero tampoco me ha parecido grave. Si tenemos en cuenta que luego se enfada porque le sale de los cojones. A ver, ¿este señor no se va de aquí o qué? Hombre, que tenemos que ir a tremendo concierto. Cosas que tenemos que hacer temprano en la mañana. Eran... Es que... hemos olvidado todo. A ver, sé que teníamos que llamar por teléfono después de las 10. Tenemos que hablar con mañana. Y con los señores para saber lo de los tatuajes. Pero no recuerdo si nada más. Ah, y hablar con esta chica con la que hemos intentado hablar ahora, por la mañana. Si Kim no ha llegado a primerísima hora. Pues si mal no recuerdo, este señor se levanta a las 7, 8, por ahí. Y el de este laboral creo que no era hasta las 10 o ese, hasta las 9. Ahora la verdad es que no estoy nada seguro.
It's getting late.
Para adentro. Tío, me molesta la nariz.
An old mirror hangs on the bed is comforting.
Ah, dormí. Que no puedo hacer nada.
Across the room, the heating system hums its soft lullaby. The mattress feels soft and sheets warm. It only takes you moments for the world to fall away.
Y ahora que...
Thoughts, baby.
Oh, no.
A million little lights in the dark. You're one fine instrument, brother. All those faces and all those names. All that laughter and screaming and scheming around.
Recorded in you. Forever. On Faraday.
On and on it goes. For untold hours. At the disco where you first asked her to dance. Rising. Rising. Above the dark curvature. The great wingspan of sleep.
Behold, there are millions of them down there. The first time. The last time. The smoke in her mouth. The plotted flowers. The faces turning.
It's the world, Harry boy. And you're made of it. Every day you're out there, you make more of yourself from it. I'm afraid you can't be unmade now. You can never forget this shit.
Beautiful. It's stuck on loop, whirling, spitting out words and images.
You're the son of the world again. Harrister. A ceaseless agent. Picking up litter and old newspapers. Collecting your little bubblegum wrappers and idiotic picture postcards. Meaningless, meaningless keepsakes.
Reading your awful letters and recalling things, aren't you? The endless names of the world. An address book you are. The map of a city.
It's too late. You're not made of nothing anymore. You're something now, Harry. I tried to drown you in the black water, but you re-emerged. Kicking and screaming. Running. And for what?
Solving your little crossword puzzles, doing your tasks, crossing names off lists, trying to become some sort of world detector. It won't make it okay. It won't put smoke back in her mouth. Beep, beep, beep. The alarm is ringing, Harry. The disco circus goes on and on.
You can do it. It's nothing. Do it for the city. Go. Do it for the picture puzzle. Put it all together.
Conversación a conversación. Tengo que bajar un momento a atender unas cosillas. Hostia, que estás sentado, loco, así no se duerme, ¿eh? Levanta, Harry, vámonos. All the day
On the
in
table,
life.
you see above the water, your face.
Your face.
An old mirror hanging.
Hungry. 3 horas. Nos hemos acostado a las 2. Nos hemos levantado a las 7:30. O sea que de 5:30 hemos dormido 3. 5:30 que teníamos. Duro eso, ¿eh? Yo he tenido casos de insomnio y son una mierda. Míralo, tío, ya está aquí. ¿Hablo otra vez con esta señora?
Waves are beginning to die down.
¿No? Vale, a ver.
Our tenant, the policeman. I hope the waves don't keep you. Not much. Some.
So,
No.
She's not telling you. She nods.
She nods.
The scruffy-haired little boy.
Yes. Yes.
It doesn't look like he knows.
Me voy a atender eso antes de que empiece a oler regular. Dame un segundito, ¿eh? No tardo nada. Volvemos a la carga. Así rapidísimo, ¿eh? Lo digo, eran 2 o 3 cosas. No era una colada entera.
Hey, her Innocence Dolores Day liked little figurines, right? Liked holding little men between her fingers, remember? You have the Headless Found Rider figurine. You should give it to her. Win her back. So very, very, very nifty.
Yes, what is it? No? Yes. No. You're right, I brought them here. Great. The swallow, you mean? Great.
No parece que quiera decirme nada más, la verdad.
The mother of... Why? That does seem to be a problem. Maybe you meant something else? I don't know. What are we thinking of? Part of your mind has gone on to only a strange little sadness remains. The mother of humanism towers above you. A wax painting on the...
Yes, we all are. Her name, body, and rule are synonymous with humanism. I have no idea what you...
The mother of...
Pues no sé, ese pensamiento de dársela es como... Una persona debería... Si algún día la conoces en persona... ¿Qué estás hablando? Bueno, vale. Hay algunas tareas que quité de verdad. No fucking idea, man. Pero bueno, ya está. Realidad. Uy. Vale. Un poquito más de teatralidad, tenemos más 3 ahora. Con esto deberíamos de poder cantar mejor. Que es a lo que vamos ahora. Solo espero que no lleve mucho tiempo, la verdad. Hasta las 10 no podemos llamar a esos. O sea, los de la... ¿En serio, no? Los de la biblioteca. Uy. A los de la biblioteca... No habrá nada nuevo que decirle, ¿no?
Everything's still.
Intentaremos hablar luego con los señores esos de... ¿Y esos dos? Guarda aquí un momento.
The purity of snow always reminds.
Still,
Es compostura, ¿no? Vamos a ponernos cosas con compostura, espérate. Compostura. Compostura.
hear that? Magnesium. That's what you're lacking. The lack of magnesium has... Yes, and it's critical. Look at yourself. You're practically devolving into a fish due to the lack of magnesium in your bloodstream. You need to get so magged up. You've probably had 2 heart attacks and a minor stroke already. And the only prescription is insane amounts of magnesium. Yes, if you want to live, you need to evolve.
The purity of snow always reminds.
As Rene turns from you to his partner and back, the medals on his chest rattle and glare. He keeps his spine straight and his ribcage lifted, displaying them proudly. 2. The larger one is shaped like a cross, while the smaller medal is a crowned head in front of 2 crossed rifles. The medal is the Croix de Bravoure, Cross of Valor. The cross was the highest battlefield decoration in Suzerain's armed forces, awarded for a small blue star inside. The setting sun was a decoration used to distinguish seasoned combat veterans in service of King.
For bravery.
It's a conflicted topic for the old veteran. There must have been a number of controversial episodes in his service days.
For doing my duty in the heat of battle. For looking my mortality in the eye.
when men like Gaston here hid in the bushes and shot themselves.
He saved some muddy princeling who foolishly strolled into the front line in his gown of velvet and gold.
It was on the first months of the revolution here in Revachol. Unrest was spreading like wildfire. Marauders had taken most of the Couronne and were getting really ambitious. King Frisel thought he could end it all in one decisive strike. Sent his cousin, Drisson, to put an end to the unrest. Alas, the young Drisson was all piss and no vinegar, wearing a tunic of purple velvet and cockatiel feathers to battle. Even his rifle was gold-plated, shone from 5 clicks away. Can you imagine the asininity?
Purple velvet tunic. That isn't exactly camo.
To keep the long and bloody story short, Drisson marched us against the partisans in Couronne. And when I say marched, I mean made us walk into captured enemy territory, single file, like toy soldiers, while he rode in front on his giant red stallion. The rebels were smart. They let us come real close before opening fire. Suffice to say, it was carnage. I got shot in the left shoulder and went down. Just a flesh wound. But just as I turned over, the prince fell into the mud next to me. He was missing his lower jaw. Then his horse, driven mad by the noise and smell of gunpowder, stepped on my leg and shattered my knee.
Hang on to the story. Veterans get sentimental after such retellings. This might yield something useful.
I grabbed my sidearm and shot the beast in the head. Then everything went black.
Capitaine Arnoux, le fléau des chevaux.
When I came to, it was all over. It was just me and Jolas Tresson, gurgling in the blood-soaked mud right next to me. The Dink had taken numerous flesh wounds and lost a lot of blood. But despite missing his jaw, he seemed hesitant to die. Tougher than he looked, that one. He didn't. I hoisted the prick on my back and started crawling. Kept going until the 59th Cavalry picked us up. Through some miracle, we both survived. And the jealous freak convinced Frisel to give me a medal for not leaving him to die in his own blood. Piece and shit. He was the commanding officer and I was on duty. Just doing my job. Shouldn't hand out medals for that. 13 months later, I received the Sun for distinguished service.
You sense he's downplaying it. He did a lot more than his due. The old carabinier stands quietly like...
What Monseigneur Modesty is not telling you is that he crawled over 7 kilometers before the cavalrymen found him, and that even while crawling with a mangled half-dead prince on his back, he still managed to murder...
Is that pride in his voice? It's deep down, but maybe even unbeknownst to the man himself, it's there.
Sorry, officer, but you're reading me all wrong. I'm a man of peace, and this... How did you find the story to be, officer? Maybe, but also bear in mind, officer. They don't end this out. Oh no, you have to get shot repeatedly. And you need to get your hands bloody too. Really?
Do not speak of what you know nothing about, Poltroon. Duty.
The old...
What? And...
Is that pride in his voice?
Bon Dieu. You and Gaston must be related.
Maybe. Oh no.
Do not speak of what you know. Bah! There were many such stories in those days. Many such men too. True Revacholians. Men with backbone.
Oh yes, René, yes. Men were bigger, girls were prettier, and
Eran fascis.
everyone wore the fascia. Lord, please, bring those days back, if you can.
I'm not getting into this with you again.
You should try to come up with a heroic story of your own.
There's nothing for you to understand here. It is not her death you are investigating. Revachol Fair of 91. This was the happiest. Absolutely not. She died of I was 20.
The Ikeda operation.
I won her back. But while I was dealing with...
You were like a dark cloud sucking the joy out.
Dark cloud.
I...
Those days and memories are gone.
The old soldier says nothing.
Ya guardé y hace unos cuantos intentos de esa teatralidad. Pero poniéndome cosas de teatralidad, claro. Sigo teniendo teatralidad antes.
Your munching has ruined my concentration.
Unfortunately.
No. Otra. De todas formas, hasta las 9:10 creo que no sale la gente a la calle como tal. O sea, estos sí, pero los otros me parece que no. Y los que están en el reservado de este tampoco. Así que bueno, podemos tirarnos aquí una mijita.
Your munching has ruined.
Go long, go deep, go unconventional.
Sure, officer. Let's hear your take. I'm not following you.
He'll get it. Don't worry. Just continue. He's gonna be impressed. The man stares at you, silently frowning. The carabiner crosses his arms and spits in the crater.
You're talking about getting blackout shit-faced drunk and going...
The lieutenant looks up from his notes and nods to the old carabiner.
How so, then?
His tone is like that of a drill sergeant addressing new recruits. The lieutenant sighs audibly.
And I thought getting my knee shattered and surviving on rat carcasses in the trench was bad. Here, have one of my medals.
Extremely rigid principles this old soldier has. Don't leave room.
Of course not.
Can we get back to our game now?
This feels honorable. You did the right thing not taking the medal. The good thing. Feels as though you should do more honorable things. As if there's some kind of...
It is such a pleasure to see you again.
Retórica. Como que retórica, ¿eh? Pero ¿cómo vamos con este? El yermo de la realidad. Le está costando, le quedan todavía 3 horas. Madre mía. Sí, vamos a cantar. Bueno. Tenemos a estos... Ah, estos son los cabrones de la comisaría, ¿no?
That's one brutal motor carriage.
If I were a real skull now, I'd jack it, paint it in palm tree livery, then bottom light it, neon style.
A snazzy shit-ripped skullmobile like this would make a fine trophy. We could, like, hang fucking shrunken heads from the side mirrors. Cops' heads. Scary tribal
Yeah, tribal shit. A cop carriage like this would have proper skull value.
While I appreciate the interest you take in my brutal motor carriage, I have to stop you right there. The RCM takes threats directed.
It's just theoretical work, Copper. No basis in reality. Man, if we were certified skulls right now...
Skulls. Now there's a strong organizational title.
I can tell you who we're not. Cop. We're not snitches.
Which is not to say that the skulls are bitches and... On the contrary.
The part of this presentation you want to take home with you, cop man, you don't know? What kind of cop are you?
The question was...
Besmatine, or the Besmati, the Immortals, are West Riversholian crime.
The nastiest bunch of psychos ever. Jacking carriages and getting into high-speed chases.
Possessing an infinite amount of fuck-all swagger, infamous for their non-verbal...
If a skull spots you, he will pull out his dagger and...
The lieutenant's voice is as calm as usual. A testament to the violence and...
They usually occupy the burnt-out quarter in Jamrock. Or you can find them loitering around their brightly painted bottom-lighted vehicles.
I can't wait to become a skull. Bottom lights are wretched aggressive. Murder? Yeah, sure. We'll gladly tell you everything we know about it. It was a man.
Also, he was hanged. He was hanged.
Yeah, I mean...
These punks don't know anything.
Hey! Stop right there!
Ah, this sounds like epistemology. A field so occupied by thought that it begins to question thought itself.
Exactly. How can one know shit? For example, how can one...
What if it's art?
Maybe it's true. The hanged man is merely a... No reply. The blonde rebel.
Oh yeah, Cindy's a right proper skull.
Yeah, a true artist of the future. Just like Arno van Eyck.
By the way, if you see Cindy, give her our regards.
Odd. There isn't a hint of hate in them. It's like they're pissed and fuck the world out. The lieutenant on your left is unusually lenient toward them.
Oh man, yeah. We're not fucking kids, man.
Be wary of the abyss.
Probably because of how non-verbal their mode of operation is going to be. It's a threat. But I don't. In fact, I dislike them so much I'm willing to drag you boys back to the...
Hey, there's no need for that.
Yeah, didn't you cops, like, have some...
The Union does their share of policing in Martinez, at least where gangs are concerned. That's why there isn't much organized crime around here.
Apart from the unions themselves, of course.
Don't you worry about that. We're gonna make up for the deficit.
Yeah, we are. We're not franchise skull, because we can be just as psycho and vicious.
But in a non-threatening and definitely legal way.
Right on, fuck. Mm-hmm. What about them? Well, first off, it's a statement and not necessarily something that characterizes me as a... The word piss epitomizes the struggle taking place in the world. Things being defined as they seem, not as they are. And I get... Also, what I mean by this is, we are all...
It seems that the young man has a certain expertise in at least one...
Like I said before, many...
I'm wondering if the poetics come with...
To catch a fish, you'll need to hurl the... You get more fish because...
Is it a coincidence?
Yes? Leather jackets adorned with immature writing? The ideology they convey helps the boys justify poor choices in life and fashion. I'm not a fan. What are you implying? I'm not sure I understand you, detective. Neither. Fine, if only to end this discussion. Theoretically, if I were a juvenile delinquent, if I were to already be down that path, I think peace is the stronger of the two statements. Seems about right, especially considering your heroic...
That's an origin story for...
So are we done here? Or... You don't need us around for your secret whisper party, do you?
Whisper party, do you? Quiero esa chaqueta.
That ride is...
Hey, piss...
No. Don't ask anything. Be subtle and scary. The boys dream about being skulls. Suggest they're massive skulls. Come on.
What? No! Skulls don't have kings. I think. And we're not even...
Yeah, man, keep your voice down. Skulls don't take it lightly when folks...
Wow, you boys are ambitious. Only prospects and already
Yola.
planning a coup in the skulls. You're destined to go far.
He gets it. Passive aggressive.
Shut the fuck up! Are you trying to get...
Now bring it to the jackets and, yes, start shouting.
Please be quiet. What? What do you want? The jackets?
You got it. No need for cruelty.
Oh, man. Okay. I get it.
Fuck.
Yeah.
The lieutenant watches the boys take their jackets off with mild amusement.
I'm absolutely okay with not having either one, thank you. This case doesn't require us to go undercover.
Cold-hearted cop.
The need will not...
The jackets are meant to complete each other. If a man was standing alone on a street corner with his...
I don't know, Eric. It's cold out.
Yeah, let's get out of here. The cops fucked us.
El gilipollas. Chiquitita, autoridad, instinto. Ah, mira, teatralidad. Teatralidad más 4. Venga.
You finally made it, haven't you? Where did that man get such a cool jacket? Did he receive it upon graduating? You are very dangerous, my friend. Dangerous and...
Yes?
Oh.
Oh, look.
Oh, look. Cuánto asco, ¿eh? Vamos a cantar. Es lo que toca y lo sabe. Afina esa voz, cariño. Vamos a darlo todo.
The stage is...
So, are you ready for your thing now?
I can see that.
The air is thick. The tape clicks into the carousel, and then the music starts.
A ver cómo subo ahora.
I would often go there, to the tiny church there, the smallest church in San, though it once was larger. How the realm may rest there. Down through the mist there, toward the Seven Sisters,
Pues no sé si me gustaba más la otra aunque desafinara, ¿eh?
toward those pale cliffs there. I would often stay there, in that tiny yard there, so glad here. Looking forward to the past here. But now, you are all alone. None of this matters. No, none of this matters at all.
Me gustaba más la entonación que tenía el otro, ¿eh? Aunque estuviera desafinado, me gustaba más el tono de voz.
Not bad.
Yes, not bad at all.
Not bad at all.
No reply. There is silence now in the deep where the voice came from. It has receded into you to return.
Yes. I'm going to unplug the microphone, okay?
Okay.
Yes.
Ha tenido más repercusión por lo que veo. Tengo que hablar con este para cerrar una de las misiones.
Hell no.
I don't know what got into him, officer.
So it was just a child.
Thank you for telling us, sweetie. This is good news, right?
She acts chipper, but something's changed. Something is secretly gnawing at her confidence. It's not this Kuno kid.
Yeah, you're right. We just need to restock the empty trap.
He has a 38-degree fever.
Darling, I told you to take it easy.
You're right, you're right. We can come back next season, when it's warmer.
You can? Fine. It's better than having these people get pneumonia on the coast.
He wants to see this tale through as much as you. Otherwise, he'd have stopped this already.
Really? It's too much, officer.
What Morel means is we're grateful for your help.
Here's a fresh batch of locusts. They should slide right...
This would show them all. We need to get you on that list of discoverers. No question.
Oh, hello, sweetie.
Oh, hello, sweetie. Vale, aquí hay una cosa que tenemos que hacer claramente y es guardar es lo de este cristal.
Behind the dockworkers.
Percepción, ¿no? Vale, vamos a ponernos cositas con percepción. Percepción. No tengo nada con percepción. Algo me está quitando percepción. Las gafas esas. Yo tenía puestas otras, ¿no? ¿O eran estas? Ah, no, eran estas. Pues me la voy a quitar un momento. Y de camiseta también tenía otra. Puede que sea esto. Ah, no era esto. He guardado, que te lo quiero sacar.
The dockworkers. A ceiling. There's a yellow ribbon tied to one of the branches. Light yellow. Faded with time. A tiny splash of color. Someone hid the key in the bush and attached the yellow. It's close enough to the latch up there. One can slide it open and just take it. Surely.
Huh?
I don't know about that. I'm comfortable here.
Sorry, fucko. Looks like you're gonna have to go bush diving.
I'm gonna enjoy.
With a loud, the key is brass. Well,
come on, man. We were just having some fun.
I'm tired of listening to your shit. Don't thank me. I don't give two shits about your key.
There is a silence around this man's words. Unlike Titus.
Didn't even know it was there. Boys.
Never even seen it. Someone must have hidden it there before.
It could open the door in the kitchen.
It's worth a try.
Se ve que esto era importante. Voy a poner las gafas que tenía, que eran dos de enciclopedia. Debajo la armadura. Y no tenía esto, tenía esto. Menos uno de percepción por amores. Y de pantalones no sé si llevaba ese o este. No, tendría que ser este porque solo me da beneficio. De manos, conectividad 2. Vale, sí. Yo creo que iba así. Ah, bueno, no, las botas. Empatía. Percepción. Bueno, las botas están chulas. No sé si era lo que llevaba. Esto me da empatía. Y esto me da percepción. Creo que percepción tengo menos, así que... Percepción 4, empatía 5. Sí, además es... A guardar.
You see, the key fits the dimple lock. It takes dust, rises before you like mist. No. Smells like engine. Over there, in the corner, not just any pinball machine.
The pinball machine. Gordy's Goats, a classic. A little.
Feels like a lot.
Ah, great.
Cornelius Gordy and the Mountain Goats. Reads, get the game on, Fingerboy. Those flippers are ready. Above the painting of the theme of the peak areas around the It takes a while to get into a rhythm. Go, go, Finger.
I feel sorry for the goats. If the kind of a guy who uses the word savage, an avid huntsman too. He was often photographed. He also hit his wife and kid. But you seem to be having fun.
Your game is definitely improving. The jolly goats are flying all over the board. Suddenly, a special passage leading to the summit slides open at the top of the board, maneuvering a goat ball into a position. The words pale rupture.
Congratulations. This is where the game ends. It's a cheap way of getting more money.
There's so much fog, you can barely see any. This can be navigated. The balls leave almost imperceptible. The amount of focus it takes to predict. You're down to your last goat, going mostly by sound. You're in a perfectly balanced system where neither you nor...
I am. I've seen it before. Played it too. You will eventually make a mistake and then it's all over.
Tengo reacción una mierda.
I've been wondering...
There goes...
¿Qué reacción? Yo de reacción tengo dos, tío. Además que no hay nada que me dé reacción, ¿eh? Es de locos. Nada, ni uno.
All these mesmerizing machines. Feels like it might jump back to life any moment. The lights...
Some kind of inane pinball theme. Probably related to Messina during the DeLorean age.
Diora was one of the 3 crown cities of the DeLorean era. On the Muindi, the lieutenant grimaces, looking at.
You can't fire them up. They are broken. Only that one machine in the main hall works. No.
He doesn't. Kim, Pinball, Kitsuragi. Exactly. That's what he's known as. His reputation precedes him.
So now he remembers. Fine, I'm Kim Pinball Kitsuragi, aka the Kimball. You remembered. Congratulations. No human being should. It is a game that requires no skill and a childlike affinity to flashing lights and to fantastic. It is lame. I am not called Pinball. It was used to taunt me a long time ago, before I became a homicide detective. Fine. I was a juvenile police officer for over 15 years. It's how I started out in the RCM. Once I had to infiltrate a pinball ring, as you do when you're a juvie cop. It was not okay. I needed to become a pinball champion. I trained for 9 months. The job was successful and I was moved out of the juvenile wing to homicide. End of story. That time is over now. I was already a 38-year-old man. It was unbecoming, as was playing pinball.
So that's why he doesn't want to talk to Kuno. Trauma and stressor disorder from being a juvie cop.
It's best if you handle the juvenile delinquents. Not only to you, I am Lieutenant Kitsura.
A 19, joder, qué rápido se pasa el tiempo, coño. ¡Qué locura!
This small elevator smells of nougat and sweat. Your head. The maintenance card, and there are large rectangular buttons. Monter, descente, and an international call. The small steel plaque reads Halter 800. Halter is a Koningsteiner lift company who went out of...
Seems like a small freight elevator for transporting machinery. That it does. I say, let's brave it. At the end of the last century, look on the bright side.
Veamos. Veamos. Un poquito más de agua. Hostia. Practicante de pinball. Oye. Spinning de corp y escalofríos. Y esto. Es que. Esta era la que yo llevaba, ¿no? Sprint de corp y visión visual. Empatía y coordinación ojo-mano. Pues oye, más mola.
So this is where they brought 40 pinball machines to fix them up. A long time ago. The lieutenant looks around the dusty, crowded room, inspecting the tools on the shelf.
At some point, 20 years ago, 15 maybe? Looks like it. I'm guessing Martinez North 22 used to be a pinball arcade before it became a hostel. There are machines left over.
A creak. Some...
Downstairs in the hall, next to the main door. One of them even works. I've seen one of them.
Remember the dice maker? Then that means...
Ah, yes, as the novelty dice makers said. This has absolutely nothing to do with the case, I'm sure. But I do like a nice little...
But then it went bankrupt. Your skin crawls from making the connection.
If that's true, then our cafeteria manager is not going to like it. We should tell him what we found up here, omitting that suspicion. He does not appear to be the kind of man who likes his establishment to be part of a neighborhood ghost story about bankruptcy.
Stupid superstition. But still, it would be it's not a ghost story.
Curioso.
You clearly see footprints in the downy carpet of dust.
Jackpot. These, unlike everything else here, are new. 3 weeks maximum from the dust coverage. It could easily have been 1 week too.
This is so good it makes him forget the whole Kimball.
This isn't bad at all. It was a good idea to see where that door leads. Commendable work bringing us to this place. It means someone snuck through what seems like a secret route, behind Classius' room, in the recent weeks.
Large prints, most likely made by boots. The size is hard to determine. Sole could be bigger than Vamp. This print is unlike one left by a regular worker boot. It is not a brand sole with logos on it. It seems custom made.
The size looks about the same, actually. They're not the same shoe, but they could be the same person. No, these little horizontal lines are different. They look custom-made to me. Or some kind of foreign print. Hard to say.
Everything around you is quiet. This is the barred door you tried to kick in before.
Unless we veered off into a folded
M dimension. Yes, it is quite likely that we will re-emerge on the M plane. The door shudders a bit, as though it were locked.
Hello, officer? Not my favorite topic. How about we, you know...
Voluntad, joder, pues de voluntad tengo un cojonazo, ¿eh?
Hello, officer?
Soft, light brown eyes look back at you, directly into the space behind your eye sockets. You see the smoke rise. I have bad news for you. You know these guys? Who? Me? Yes, you. He's talking about you, you boring You too. Me? What did I do? I'm merely a mom. These guys are compromised. She's got them singing along to her tune. The little bleeps and bloops you trust for info. You can't trust them anymore. Believe it. There's no way of knowing. At the moment, I'm afraid it's best to assume. All of them. How it always does. Through subtlety. There's nothing you can do about it. You are how you are, and she is how she is. Things will go as they do. No. It's better to know you're being played than to be played without knowing it. Is it not? Yes, Mr. Thespian here has been singing paeans to how truthful she is. She is a lady, most fair. In his defense, to reduce him to such inadequacy, she probably had to employ half-truths more often than outright. That is correct. And omissions too, a little. They're all still of limited use, interpreting things to the best of their ability. Maybe they add flair or something. I wouldn't know. But when it comes to assessments of character and factual accuracy, they are not to be trusted. Not with her. Don't be melodramatic. You can trust them. Just not with Miss... You can't draw a sound conclusion. The one who usually does says, she may want to control the information rollout, not to become a suspect. She may have a past she's escaping, unrelated to this case. See? It's oddly moderate, probably compromised. Don't worry, it's only been 4 or 5 seconds. You've got this. The silence broken. She
God, no. Sure. They're not my favorite topic. How about we... Yeah? I did not. Mystery solved, then.
There may be more to this mystery at some later time. She's holding back.
A peephole? You mean like...
Yes, looking into your bedroom, miss.
Okay.
A jitter of fear and disgust moves through her body, beginning from her shoulders and ending.
Do you think this is somehow connected to me? Okay. Do you have any way of knowing how...
Unfortunately, no. But if I were to guess, long enough. The perforation is under the bookshelf on your wall. It should not be hard to cover with some tape.
Shit. I don't know. Maybe it's been there for a long time. Maybe the local...
She does. She must...
I'll be fucking covering it up with a lot of tape, that's for sure. Was there anything else back there? Honestly, I have no...
Yet, maybe it's something she's keeping for a later move, when she's more sure of...
Huh. This isn't good.
She's straight as a stick, suddenly.
Okay. I'm glad someone's had fun. Mm-hmm.
She's lost in thought, eyes narrowed.
All right.
Una y dos. Una, dos y tres. Vale, lo más rápido es ir por aquí. Tú menos pantallas de carga. Uf. Frío tengo en las manos. Uy, uy, qué frío. Qué frío, qué frío. Me voy a poner los guantes estos. Estoy quieto. Estoy quieto. Vale.
Master Investigator, you just can't keep yourself away from locked and hidden places, can you? Attaboy, the world's secrets were made for you. They wait patiently.
Son de uno tampoco. Si estoy de grano. Es que vamos a olvidarnos de este. Tampoco me da tanta bonificación como parece.
The man ponders his cook. He looks, shrugging is an internet.
Ah, smallest church in Saint-Saëns, right? It was all right. Subdued. I might start letting people up there again. Now, got the 20 real? Then why are you wasting another thing? Great. I love those. Oh, okay. Well, I did hear you make noise back there.
He's really holding himself back. It takes a lot of willpower not to ask. Obviously, he's been wanting to know what's behind the door.
Okay, what is back there? Ha! I knew it. I've always wondered where those machines by the door came from. And I knew it. Were there any back there? In working order, I mean. No, I was just wondering.
He was wondering about something business-related, about how much money he could make of...
No, but we could diversify the entertainment options, seeing as you've opened... It wouldn't hurt to get a little life in here, other than the hellish carrier...
Yeah, those numbers he's adding up must be making good... Sounds like he cares about the place. He's not going to be overjoyed to hear that it's part of the... He should still know. You have to be forewarned about these things.
What wall? I'll have it fixed at once. Thank you for letting me know.
The color has drained from his face.
Absolutely not.
Well, he's definitely not lying.
Sir, he was only asking a question. It's his...
Yes, I absolutely will. Sorry. Thank you. I'll patch it up What?
So he knows of the doomed commercial area.
Everyone knows of it. I've been working here for a long time, and that intercom has never been used by the Whirling. It's a sign of the Whirling in Rags not...
Relax, Mr. Gart. I'm sure there is no doom. He simply wants to share his discoveries with you.
Does this look like part of a doomed commercial area? This pre-revolutionary for 14 years.
He's done a fine job too. Though he's spoken of the place dismissively before, the hostel is actually very important to him.
What about them?
He's hesitating, not sure if he should share this information with you. Encourage him.
Anyway, I thought we were talking about the Whirling. Some real estate management company. Well, it sure as hell wasn't the real...
It was you?
You look surprised. What? It's a great... Hail, Holy Queen, by the Ateniers. Hail, Holy Queen of the Sea. You're whirling in rags, you're vast and you're sad.
Good pick.
Yeah, it's slowly growing on me again. It's beautiful, and even if it is part of the damn doomed commercial area. Yes, your police skills have delivered. I'm sure you'll get a commendation. Maybe. Luck has got nothing to do with it. So, if you did... Yes?
Guarda. Voy a ir por la pistola primero. Voy a intentar hacer lo de la pistola antes de nada. Tengo aquí. Aquí tengo un grano que no vi cómo me pica y me duele, tío. ¡Tío!
Hola, Wandering Man. A key, huh? What door is this key supposed to open? Of course, I got you. You don't know anything. I got that key right here. And let me tell you, it's mighty good of you to help us out during the strike. Working class solidarity, as they say. Oh, so the none of the above type, are you? I get what you're looking for is a basement door behind the greenhouse. That's behind the Whirling in Rags.
Okay, but where did you get the key?
The janitor gave it to me. Nice fella. None of this mess we're in. This jiving and juggling. What's it for? To feed our children, I guess. I'm more of a philosophical dock worker.
Who he is and what they're fighting for?
We're negotiating our share. Aye. This stuff, they already covered. Never grateful. Were we ever grateful, we'd have nothing. You fight for every piece. All of it. However, right? No. I don't think I'm a communist. Seeing something of value and saying I want it all to myself. Even a weak child can think it. The only things holding someone back are I can't and I Then how can anything ever be mine? But that's okay. We don't have to agree. I think it's best you make up your own mind now that you've met him. In my eyes, he is a capable organizer. I guess you kind of get to be the village chief.
By that, you mean corrupt?
By heavens, why would he not be corrupt? We live in a harsh and the old man is corrupt for our benefit, and we know it. He is reasonably lavish, sure. That's his prerogative. Besides, there are no non-corrupt systems in the world anyway. And moralism is the most corrupt.
Not you, you would like to say. But then there's that weasel door.
Sure.
The look in his brown eyes conjures up an under. It all comes together now. The way he speaks about scabs, his general attitude. He's a follower of a 500-year-old, that of a noble peasant, or a traveling herdsman. True to yourself, no. No. The man sits on the railing. His hands reach.
Los Ardis? They're an independent militant group. A bit too high-strung, but it comes with the response. They're sort of like you. Preserve the rule of law and all that.
Is he actually comparing you, an officer of the law?
Why not? Must be nice.
Wasteland.
A ver, hiervo de la realidad. Joder, lo del alcoholismo, ya tocaba, macho, lo que le ha costado.
Congrats, you're sober. It will take a while for your body to remember how to metabolize anything that isn't sugar from alcohol. So, you're going to be pretty ravenous soon. Eat plenty. You can expect your coordination and balance to improve in a couple of weeks. In 2 months, you might start sleeping like a normal person. Full recovery will take years, though. It'll be depressing. And it'll be boring.
Me da un montón de cosas negativas. El regreso del yo, pero...
The unpromising. There must be.
Mr. Clare, above all, oh, I am not.
Measurehead, stop.
Pero vaya puta mierda, ¿no? Es decir... El alcohol ya no aporta efectos positivos. Mundo interior, -1, sobrio, forma física, insomnio, ventajas obtenidas tras la asimilación, insomnio, sobrio, soso, el regreso del yo. Pues... olvidar. En plan, no sé qué quiere que te diga, tío. Yo puedo decidir no beber y ya está, no necesito esa puta habilidad asimilada de mierda que me va a bajar los stats. O sea, es que no tiene días, es... No sé, o sea, no... El beneficio parece a muy largo plazo, o sea, fuera del juego. Es como... Vale. No me supone absolutamente ningún beneficio, gracias.
The tear machines. Your bottles clunk in.
Estoy poniendo la mano encima de un incienso. A ver si se le queda el olorcillo al guante. Ah, no, joder, por aquí no era. Qué rico, se le queda el olorcillo. A mí huele un pelín a quemado. Shard del guante de repente.
Hello again. I don't believe it. I've never known those boys.
The bemusement in her voice doesn't.
They'll never be skulls, but their hearts are in the right place.
fat chance. But you can still do your part.
She throws you a...
Have you noticed the quiet? Every so often, this place is a sepulcher. We'll paint it.
What is it with these skulls?
Bueno, pues no me ha dado absolutamente ninguna información. De ningún tipo, vamos. Try to sneak.
The door has break. Someone is moving around in the apartment. You hear the tenant must be cleaning up. That means you're too late. No answer.
That already defeats the point, doesn't it? Let's get out of here.
As you turn...
We should leave and go talk with Evrard. Tell him what happened, that we couldn't open the door. Maybe there's a workaround.
Vamos a guardar. Voy a intentar hacer lo que ha dicho él, a ver si realmente se puede hacer eso. Si no, cargamos la partida. Más rápido, coño.
You're back before the cargo.
Retórica, es con retórica. Lo voy a intentar en otro momento, que ahora mismo no puedo hacer guardado rápido, si no se me jode lo otro. A ver.
Mr. Dubois, every worker, member of the board, you fucked up. You waited too long, the weasel came back, and now you can't open the door I asked. Everard forgives, Harry. Don't cry, my boy. It's gonna be all right. I'm still gonna tell you about the murder. That's just the way I am. Benevolent. Now let's get down to brass tacks. It's time for men like me and you to figure out who's killed who and why. By now, I'm sure you've figured out who the dead man was working for. The bad guys. Wild Pines. Harry, this strike is the culmination of many, many mistakes made by the Wild Pines group. They tried to shut the strike down by sending...
You mean our victim?
A security contractor? Can you imagine that? Workers standing in peaceful...
He performs a motion as if spraying...
I'm talking beasts. Hardened killers from proxy wars in Yesut, Seminine. Everything they did there, they brought over here. They want to turn Revachol into a third world slum. Honestly, the only thing they didn't do is kill the village elephant. No, Harry, the elephant is metaphorical and so... Now, I haven't personally witnessed the brutalities out there. I have the luxury of staying in my container, you see. If I need to go somewhere, they just move my container.
Un ojo para allá y otro para acá.
Yes, I'm an old man, Harry. But enough about me and my fun container. The killers the company hired, I think there were 3 of them. One of them got downright suicidal. Getting drunk, violent, a little rapey. Even their own negotiator couldn't control him. That's your boy, the one who likes hanging out.
By negotiator, you mean Joy?
Harry, what you need to realize is, we dock workers are not pushovers. We got grit, Harry. This whole neighborhood does. Push us hard enough and we push back. And when we do, we push to kill. Potentially, Harry, potentially. We got armed. There's a militant wing inside the Union. A group of people whose duties don't involve manual labor, but peacekeeping in the neighborhood. Making sure everything runs.
That sounds a bit like...
They're like you guys. Idealistic people who want to make sure bad things don't happen. And if they already have...
Again, that's...
So these idealists...
One day Titus Hardy, leader of this peacekeeping faction, comes up to me and says, "Boss, Socialist Democratic..." He probably worded it differently, but that was the idea. Sure sounded to me like they killed him. I gave them 2 weeks paid...
Aren't you worried we might arrest them for this?
Oh, I'm not at all worried about that. These are not the kind of men who get arrested. They're Martinez boys, tough and gritty. I'd like to see the man who takes them in. Besides, I sent my lawyer girl to...
If he's just boasting, then it sure doesn't feel like that to you. He's not worried. He places a lot of faith in that lawyer girl. Perhaps this is a tactical error. Anyway.
How do I know? Last win... These guys turn up and start...
So you believe the scabs were organized by the security?
You said it. Hell, one of those guys looks big enough to take down that proverbial elephant. Boys like that don't just happen to show up during strikes. Of course. You're always one step ahead of me, Harry. I'm no genius. I'm in this position because people like me. By all means, Harry. What? Oh, Liz is a bright one. Oh, they are simply fine young men. All 7 of them. Exemplary union members. Old Theo used to run them, but things...
Interesting. Who's second in?
They're almost all of them great guys, born leaders. Whatever happened, work with them. Hell, interview them. But don't fight them. They really are just like you.
He's betting on them being useless to you.
But of course, it's the least I can do for my good friend Harry.
You can now go and tell Titus about this.
Also, Harry, here's 5 real. Oh, I wasn't offering it to you, just holding it out there. But I'm willing to share... Was it a good talk? I don't know what happened, Harry. I wanted you to feel like Mr. Martin... Yes, Harry. It's like I can't fully...
A man of the left. So you have to be a... He's been hurt too much in the past. By men who aren't social democrats.
What does your heart tell you about your lost gun, Harry? Does it tell you to forget about it? Or do you...
And what would this entail?
Once again, I require nothing unethical or illegal of you. You just need to get 2 little signatures on this piece of paper, and then mail it to my accountant in La Delta.
It depends. I don't think what we just got from Mr. Clare was very useful.
But, he thinks, it's your call.
As I said, it weighs on me heavily. But once we get really talked, I'm glad you asked, Harry. The Union is going to build a modern youth centre. There's a nameless little street on the coast with some old houses around it. Yes, the little cul-de-sac on the coast, where all the men have drowned, in either the sea or the bottle. A gloomy place. Doesn't have that Union attitude. They are just gonna have to deal with the construction noise for 6 months, and then they'll be living like kings. Right next to a fancy new youth centre, designed by the best architects from Stella Marie. You bring joy to my heart. You need to get signatures from Isabel Sadie and Lillian Carter. The cul-de-sac is right past the pawn shop and across the canal. Once you have the signatures, mail this to 13022 La Rocca in La Delta. Then we can talk about your gun. Most certainly. By all means, Harry. What's on your mind?
¿Esto qué es?
The Jamrock Shuffle.
The Jamrock Shuffle.
In a way, yes, you are treasure hunting. Most officers from Precinct 41 do what is called the Jamrock Shuffle, cracking open containers. Most of them are from Jamrock or Coal City, the poorest parts of Revachol, that also overlap with the network of royal catacombs called
Ya prácticamente no quedan. Está muy bien, pero ya podemos olvidar de ella prácticamente. Así que nada, a asimilar otra. Guardar.
You take the legal documents out of the envelope. The 12, there doesn't seem to be.
Quiero probar varias formas. Es que no quiero hacerlo. No quiero joder el de este de las casitas, porque además ahora vivo yo allí, ¿sabes? Ni de coña. Ni de coña voy a hacer esa putada. Voy a conectar esto. Primero le voy a dar a mentir.
Mr. Dubois. No, you didn't. I know the mailman, Harry. I know everyone, and just like I know, you'll get it done. By all means, Harry. What's on your mind? Ah, yes.
Actually, Revachol doesn't have a mate, not even a speck of anger in his voice. That's that then.
Vale. Pues volvemos a guardar. Y volvemos a intentar esto.
You take the legal documents out of the...
I'm no property lawyer, but it looks fine. I like the print size. They're not selling or leasing anything. It's not a perfect solution, but...
The youth center cuts into the ocean like the bow of some great modern ship. Apparently, it's going to cover most, if not all, of the street and the square between the existing house. It's going to be awfully close to the already existing buildings, almost wall to wall, practically integrating them in. This is either an ominous or cool architectural choice. My money is on cool. Looks like a cubic pyrite. You take the legal documents out of the... There is no loophole. The simple truth is, the current residents are going to lose their street access, and for the next 12 to 40 months, their lives will be dominated by constant... Once the construction starts, it'll probably take a few months, a year maybe, for even the most stubborn occupants to get tired of living like this. After that, they'll sell their property for cheap and move out.
I should have seen it. Evra probably has eyes on us, but we could try to get other people to sign this instead of those listed. Or you could forge their signatures yourself. By the time he finds out, we'll already be gone.
Esto es con
The face of
conectividad.
King Freecell. You take the legal document.
Conectividad. Vale. Conectividad. Conectividad, que no sé por qué no las tenía puestas, la verdad. Porque me he puesto estas que me daban uno. Gilipollas. Pues, literalmente estoy como estaba antes, ¿no? Pues vaya putada, la verdad.
You take the legal documents out of the envelope. A 12 to 40 month construction period and the zoning plan in the addendum. The pen is shaking in your...
This isn't going to work. Doesn't even look like a name. Just a scratch mark. No, it's just a little line. Let's get an actual signature on top of it and it'll be fine.
Mr. Dubois, every worker... Yes, yes. What's that, Harry? You're getting a little pale. Is it the words paranoid schizo...
¿Que lo tengo que hacer en mi casa? No, es que no entiendo eso de... Entiendo que es por estar aquí, ¿no? Ese -10 porque estamos aquí. Es verdad.
You take the legal documents out of the envelope.
Oh, hey, mister.
Oh, hey, mister.
You're back before the cargo can...
Retórica. Retórica, creo que no hay mucha ropa con retórica, pero bueno.
You're back before the cargo can...
Es que un 8% es como... nada.
You're back before the cargo container. And as...
He cargarla varias veces, quiero abrirlo, la verdad. Que además he guardado después de gastarme los 2 puntos, así que la vamos a abrir sí o sí. Lo siento mucho.
You're back before the cargo container.
And sigo cargando y punto. And sigo cargando y punto.
You're back before the cargo container. And as it's... You're back before the cargo container. And as it...
He guardado rápido, pero no he cargado rápido. Eso me parece curioso. Esta que salga.
You're back. You tend to your left. The lieutenant
Y lo abres. Bing, 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 bing.
You're back before the cargo container. And
Ah, tío. Lo siento mucho, pero... El que lo estoy viendo en diferido, que le vaya dando para adelantar el vídeo. Porque voy a quedar intentándolo. Uy.
you're back before the cargo container. And
Doy un 6, tío. Un 2 y un 6. Necesito 18, es decir, que necesito una tirada crítica. Entiendo yo.
you're back before the cargo container. And as it's
Tengo retórica al 7 o al 8, me parece ya, o sea. ¿Qué más quiere el loco? ¿A los boosts de los objetos?
you're back before the cargo container. Its draw has not lessened since you were last here. If anything, it seems to add.
Vaya puto pesado, tío. Ábrela ya, coño. Ábrela ya. Tirada de resistencia. ¡Ah!
You're back before the cargo container. And
2, 6, 2. Sácalo ya. ¡Uah!
you're back before the cargo container. And
No es que retórica es imposible, ¿sabes? Bim, 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 na, 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 na.
you're back before the cargo container. Despite the dirt that surrounds and trails you, a beacon of light emerges from deep within you. The door stands silent.
Satisfied, detective?
Try again. Just like that, you hear a click, then a rattle. Some mechanism unlocks itself.
Ahoy! Come on in!
You can't be serious.
Quien la sigue la consigue. Quien la sigue la consigue. Vale. Y de camiseta yo tenía. Esto, claro. Tengo menos percepción por algo. Ahora sí voy a guardar. Tirurum, tirurum, tirurum. Pica el codo, coño. ¿Qué cojones es esto?
You take the legal documents out of the envelope.
Es que esto del 3% me toca mucho los cojones, porque no parece que haya ninguna manera.
At the far end, of the shipping container. It's hard to say anything more about him. The feeling causes all the hairs on your body to stand at attention, like soldiers preparing for review. Something's amiss. The light beams bend around his face and scatter in 1,000. Trying to visualize the physics at play is liable to give you an aneurysm. Don't in the general stillness. Only your tongue moves. Flick.
Welcome, welcome. Not too much actually. Just pleasantly surprised to have company today.
You can't hear him exactly, yet you're able to understand every word he says. It is very strange.
Now, what can I do for you, gentlemen? Who am I? Oh, I haven't been asked that question for such a long time. I don't meet a lot of people outside my circle, please. Anyhow, my name is Rustam Theodore, investor, license holder, and extremely high net worth individual.
Mr. Theodore, I am Lieutenant Kim Kitsuragi of the RCM, and this is my partner.
Pleasure to meet you, Harrier Dubois. I must...
Oh Lord, not this again. Oh, nothing. It's just that we've got this murder to solve, and yet it never...
It's quite alright. I'm used to the question by now. To be all I did was take her. I gotta tell you, at first, but then, once you've reached, some of my lower net worth friends say to me, precisely, Mr. A nightmare scenario. Where we are right now, it is...
Hey, all this talk about money has made you lose the thread. What is going on with the light in this place? That's what you need to ask him about.
Could you please stop asking everyone for money? It does not reflect well on the RCM, and to be perfect...
It's perfectly alright. Based on your opinion, as you may know, us high net worth individuals don't have a lot of cash on hand. Here is 3 real. How much can you get for this? That's the idea, my friend. You've got to work. Maybe you can make that money grow.
This is a proposal. These ultra-liberal types love losing
Traveling. By the way...
In the very, very early days of the colonized...
A fellow here. It's a shame they're simply spending smart...
Perdón, señor.
High feet. What? No, I did not say that at all. What do you mean? Are you talking about my chin? Oh, that's what you mean. Yes, I've heard of this effect, though I've never witnessed it.
The Weiss-Wiesemann coefficient is a ratio designed to reflect the difference in net worth between individuals. When the Weiss-Wiesemann coefficient for you and this in 0.9, that's not good for you.
Among other things, but calm down. I'm but a lowly... No, not really. They're actually...
A man this chill is at least a triple-digit billion.
I see nothing of the sort. To be frank, all I see is a gentleman who's unusually well dressed for Martinez, in a cargo container.
Yes, I imagine that does look strange to you, my container. Thanks for...
The suicide of Kraz Mazov. It's clearly a lie. Kraz Mazov didn't shoot himself. Reaction was on the counter.
No está mal eso, la verdad.
Welcome back, gentlemen.
If business planning, he should.
The volunteer police... I don't still tell me.
The latest, take care of.
If I could interject...
I think...
Yes, that's precisely what we need.
Hell no! Think about investing in...
The lieutenant's disappointment is...
Now, was there anything else I could help you? It was a fair...
Pues cagada, ¿no? Creo que he intentado la de abajo, voy a intentar la de arriba, aunque sea. Vamos, ha sido una tirada mala. Es que con un 8% ¿qué quieres, tío? Me preocupa más lo de la... Lo de la carta que tenemos que falsificar, macho, porque...
Welcome back, gentlemen. What can I do for you?
If business planning were really your strong suit,
he should what?
The volunteer police force. And why would I do that? I don't believe in hands. Tell me.
the latest technological wonders take care of the people who protect the people.
I don't believe in giving in.
If I could interject, the RCM's problems are mainly structural.
I think that you
Yes, yes. That's precisely what we need.
precisely. Which is why the thing about investing is that the less work.
The lieutenant's disappointment.
Now, was there anything else I could help you, gentlemen?
Nada, vamos a cargar y la vamos a dejar así, tal y como está, porque parece una gilipollas. Hace una gilipollez coger cualquiera de las dos opciones, porque igualmente la va a dar por... Con un 8% no se puede hacer nada. Y lo que más me preocupa es lo del 3%, porque eso, o sea, lo que es el bajo porcentaje, ese menos 10 que tengo, me parece una puta gilipollez. Eso de la gente de Ebra te vigila, es como, mira, la gente de Ebra no está en todos lados, y si yo me voy a mi casa, es imposible que ellos me estén espiando. Así que si yo voy ahora a ir a mi casa, que es lo que voy a hacer, y aún así me sigue poniendo menos 10, tío, me parece de coña, la verdad. Porque estoy casi seguro que va a pasar, pero bueno, voy a probar. No ve cómo llueve, tú, y ahora tengo que salir. Madre mía. ¿Y aquí? ¿Aquí qué pasa?
You take the legal documents out of the envelope. A 12 to 40 month
Es
construction.
que me parece de coña, tío. Es como, la gente de Ebra podría estar vigilándote. ¿Dónde? ¿Dónde? ¿Cómo? O sea, no tiene ninguna clase de sentido. Conectividad, todo, claro, es que no puedo tener más. No puedo tener más porque no hay nada más que me dé conectividad. Vamos. Ya tengo los otros guantes. Pues, ¿sabes qué vamos a hacer? Voy a cortar directo ahora mismo. O sea, ya, porque me tengo que ir en 15 minutos. Y voy a hacer todas las veces que pueda, fuera de streaming, la tirada de... La tirada de falsificar la de esta de la carta.
Hola, Wandering Man.
Es que no veo otra, ¿sabes? O sea, no lo voy a dejar fuera, no lo voy a dejar en la calle y yo necesito la puta pistola. Así que, sintiéndolo mucho, voy a intentar aprovechar ese 3% como pueda, cargando 1000 veces. Y a ver. Intentaré hacerlo más o menos cerca de algún momento en el que vaya a hacer streaming para que no os lo perdáis. Y ya está. La otra cosa no puedo hacer. Y si no, unas más, pues lo cuento. No creo que vaya a ser gran cosa. Lo falsificaremos. Quien me dirá que enhorabuena. Y luego ya el resto, pues será abrir directo y hablar con él. Mira, solo ahora algo y se me ha olvidado.
take the legal documents out of the
Mira, aquí me da un
envelope.
porcentaje más
The
alto.
12 to
Vale.
40-month construction period and the zoning plan in the addendum.
Pues voy a guardar. Ya vamos a echar algún intento.
You take the legal documents out. The pen is shaking. It appears. No.
Uno o dos intentos.
You take the legal
Y me
documents
largo.
out. The pen is shaking.
Si hemos sacado abrir el container con un 18%, 28%, con un 52%. La verdad que lo intente 4 veces, creo yo que debería de abrirse, ¿no? O sea, abrirse. Que poder falsificar la firma. Nada, que no quiero abrir
The face
esta
of
la
King.
próxima vez.
You take the legal documents
Esto va a
out.
tener
The
que
pen
repetir
is
esto 15
shaking.
veces. Venga, abajo, me tengo que ir.
You take the legal documents out. The pen is.
Ah, no quiere, ¿eh? No quiere.
You take the legal documents out. With a confident
Esa.
flourish, you complete your forgery. What do you see on the signature line? Indeed, they look distinctly different and very convincing, but they're not. And the document will be nullified if they dispute it. That means Everard will have to... All you need to do now is mail the signatures to Everard. There was a mail delivery box in the plaza, near the corner of the bookstore.
Efectivamente. Pues nada, ahora sí. Y muy contentos. Vamos a dejarlo por aquí. Y nada, ya creo que volveremos mañana por la tarde. Es probable que estemos por aquí, por la tarde. Y si no, pues ya el domingo. Pero vamos, creo que mañana por la tarde estaremos por aquí. Y nada. Me voy despidiendo. Lo dicho. Espero que os haya gustado, que os hayáis entretenido y pasado un rato agradable. Hasta luego.